sensitive people should adapt to the world. Like, come on, man. I don't know who hurt you, but if it's the truth, it's the truth. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you got your tone. No, like, a lot.
No, but your
fuck
your
that.
Your tone does kind of matter, bro.
No, your.
Welcome to the Reallionaire where you get the real. I'm your host at AFRICANPODCAST, and I'm here today with a guest.
Ade Johnson.
All right.
Also, Merce Ade on the gram and Twitter.
So where you from?
I'm from Lagos, Nigeria, originally. And now you could say I live in the States, and I'm from Prince George's County.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Okay. And weed, liquor, or wine?
Weed. For sure.
Money or happiness?
Money.
What motivates you?
Trying to change my family legacy.
Would you want to live forever?
No.
Why not?
Because I feel as though at some point, the young has to, experience what I'm experiencing.
And you feel like if you live forever, they can't experience it?
No, it's like I feel as though if I live forever, at some point I'll become a burden to them. Just as a nurse, I see it a lot,
Okay, so do you think that by getting old that it means, when I say live forever, it means that you live forever in an old state? Is that what you mean? Is that what you interpret that as?
Yeah, I interpret it like you continue to live, so you count your days, you age,
What if you just stay at, say you get to 30 and you just stay there?
And I just stay at 30 forever?
Yeah.
Is this applying to me or just applying to everybody?
Just you.
Then in that case, yes. But that's very selfish. So.
In what way?
Because it can't just apply to only me. It's not fair.
It's like a hypothetical.
I know I got you, and I'm also speaking in that way. Like, yes, I would want to live forever, but at the same time, no, because it's a 1% thing. Now, if it was like everybody, then my answer would be no, because then there's too much people in the world.
So it's a no regardless.
It's a no regardless.
Okay.
Oh man.
So what role does spirituality play in your life?
All of it. I'm not religious at all, so I believe in higher beings, but I don't go deep into them.
So how does that work for you as an African, specifically a Nigerian, for you to say you just spiritual?
It's tough. Well, I was born a Muslim, and
Okay.
when I was 10, I think, I became a Catholic, and I went through the whole baptism, communion. I was almost confirmed, and then I immigrated to the States. When I got here, well, also while I was in Nigeria, during my Catholic days, I went to Pentecostal, different type of denominations in church. Then I got to America, and I didn't go to church or mosque at all. But one thing stayed true. There was still a higher being, regardless of where I found myself. So.
All right. So when you were transitioning between these religions, right? Was it because of certain things happening in your life, or was it choice?
Choice. Choice and childish choices. I didn't want to be a Muslim anymore because as a kid, I didn't want to pray 5 times a day. Because Christians, they pray once. And
I mean, it depends on the Christian, bro. There's some Christian who wake up in the morning and pray.
As a kid.
Bro, but that's what I'm saying. Certain Christians, even as a kid, you wake up in the morning, you pray. You before you eat, you pray. And how many times are you eating in the day? Before you go to bed, you pray. So a lot, if you put that together, that might be even more than a Muslim. Even though Muslims do that too.
Exactly what I say, but technically, yes, you're right. But that would apply to a Muslim as well, because I'm just saying, you know, like Muslims, they have specific times they pray. And as a kid, I didn't want to do that because all I wanted to do is just rip and roll with my kids. And I was the only Muslim kid around. So I saw that the kids played Monday to Friday. Yes, they went to church, you know, on a Wednesday for, you know, those evening services.
So would you say that you were influenced?
Yeah, by childish choices. But one thing I realized as I aged was wherever I found myself, there was still a spiritual being. You know what I mean? So like it didn't matter to me to be Christian. It doesn't matter to me to be Muslim, as long as you just believe that there is like a God. And I say God because I speak English. You know.
So how do you because someone had asked me something similar, or I'd asked something similar. They said, how do you communicate with God or pray for someone who doesn't necessarily subscribe to like a certain religion? How do you pray? How do you communicate with God?
That's a really good question. I talk to God. Now, Christians pray and then they say like in Jesus' name. You know, that's the Christian thing to do. And Muslim, you know, they say inshallah, I think. And I might be lying. But they say something that essentially is like they're, once you hear that,
yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like
is.
once you hear that, that's when they hit the send to God. I'm a horrible Muslim, you can tell. But with me, I just talk to him. I'm just like, hey God, you know.
Okay, you just said you're a horrible Muslim. So do you still consider yourself a Muslim? Like when you go around your mother and your family, do you partake in?
If I find myself in a mosque, I will pray.
Okay.
If I find myself in a church, I will pray.
Okay, when you're around your mother, or you're not, you would have to see her pray if you're around her, right?
Yeah.
So, or she doesn't really necessarily ask you about that?
No, she does. My mom is actually Christian. My dad is Muslim.
Oh, okay.
My mom is like heavy in the church, like and she's in Nigeria, so you can only understand what I'm trying to say. Most of our conversations is not me trying to debunk that over belief and hope. It's just like trying to put some non-religious take on it, and it never goes well. So yeah, she knows that I'm spiritual, and she hates it. Like she'll be like, I cover it with the blood of Jesus, and she expects me to say blood of Jesus. I just say thank you, Mom. And then she's like, oh, like, look at this boy. Like every time she's like, I cover with blood of Jesus, and I'm like, thank you. And she's like, no, say blood of Jesus, and I'm like, I can't. Like it doesn't make sense to. So if that helps it.
True.
Like,
so do you feel like you're spiritual? Because I feel like you're on a spiritual journey, right? So do you feel like you're there, or it's still like?
It's always evolving.
Okay.
It's always evolving. I can't be there. Can't be there. Can't be there. It's always evolving.
True.
For sure.
But it doesn't really affect like your love of God, basically.
Yeah. There's still that fear of, you know, whatever it is. Like, you know, there's still that fear of right and wrong. You know, because I genuinely believe in like the 10 Commandment, if that makes sense. Like, you know, be a good human being. You know, treat people how you want to be treated, and there's nobody that wants to be treated poorly.
Facts.
So that's my Bible. But that's just common sense.
Okay. Do you believe in selling your soul?
Yeah.
What does selling your soul mean to you?
To me, it means doing things that you know are detrimental, even though you don't believe in them.
Detrimental to who?
To the people, because like everybody has an audience, right? So like to your audience, if you want to do like a rapper, right?
Okay, before you go there, right? Because I feel like that's the easiest way to have that conversation is to use like celebrities or rappers. Okay. Do you think regular people could sell their soul?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's stick on, let's say, regular people.
Yeah, selling their souls.
Yeah. How? What's the definition of that? Would you say?
Selling your soul, like, so a dope kingpin that recruits little boys or little kids or people in the neighborhood to sell dope, knowing they need an outlet, right? They just need something, and like they don't got nowhere else to go, so I'm gonna use them to sell dope to the community. Essentially, you kind of sold your soul. Now, to who or to what? That's where, like, you know. But technically, you just ruined a community.
Okay, now let me ask you this, right?
A lot of times.
Let's say you are a nurse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's say you get offered some type of contract to do something, and the amount of money you could make is
OD.
Yes. Let's say it's like approaching the billions. In one deal, approaching the billions. That means it's not just you that's good. Your whole family is good for generations. But the side effects of this deal might hurt a few people, or might be detrimental for a few people.
And I know that?
Yes.
Personally.
But in your mind, it's also helpful. But it's still detrimental to certain people. But you benefit heavily if it goes through. So,
okay. I feel as though you gotta break that down, bro. You gotta break that down. So
it's pretty simple, bro.
Because if you just understand that with everything, people are gonna like it. There's some people are not gonna like it, right?
I'm saying there's a part that's detrimental to people that you know that. So it's like maybe I shouldn't do this deal because of that part. But the other side of it is that you used to justify.
I'll give you an example.
I'm getting a lot of.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So a lot of times, right? I'm a nurse. So when I'm discharging people, I work in the ED. So when I'm discharging people, a lot of times they'll send them home with prescription for Tylenol, ibuprofen, 30 pills, no refills, right? So you know what I tell people? I say you can either refill this through the pharmacy, right? Or you can just go to CVS and get something over the counter. They're writing you 800 milligrams. Well, they sell 200 milligrams over the counter. If you take 4 of those, that's 800, right? I tell people that, like, because a lot of people don't have insurance,
Bro, bro. I see where you taking this, but it's not the same. The stakes are not as high as what I'm saying. What I'm saying, the stakes are very high. I'm talking about something that's gonna take care of you and your family for generations. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just giving somebody you save a couple bucks. I'm talking about close to the billions, bro, in one deal.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard. Cause my conscience will eat me.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that us? If you do believe in the concept of selling your soul, isn't that part of that concept where it's like if you go through with that, some people you might not feel like it, but some people might feel like, yeah, you kind of sold your soul. Yeah, you got all that money.
Yeah. In that regard, yes. And that's why I say, like, my conscience would eat me if I was me. I can't do it. But yeah, that's of course, 1000%. That's selling. That's selling your soul is selling out. That's how I equate it. True. Like, once you sell out for what you know is good, like deep down you know it's good, and you go against that, you just sold out. You just sold out. And you can sell out for your dreams. True. You can sell out for people that you love. You can sell out for your community. You can sell out to hurt yourself.
All right. Do you feel like there's ever an excuse that justify you selling out? Or is it like the level of what of how you sell out?
Yeah, I mean, because like even murderers have good reasons why they kill the person, but you still kill somebody.
Bro. It depends.
I mean, I'm not
saying
good
reason to somebody might be a stupid reason to someone else.
Exactly. That's why you can't. That's why it's hard to say anybody in this life is genuinely a good person, because the ebb and flow with everything. Some people are gonna like it. I said that earlier. Some people are gonna like it. Some people are not.
Even though, bro, there's certain things that's just like known that
Of course.
Regardless of who likes it or who don't like it, you just know that this is wrong and this is like, you know what I'm saying?
Like if somebody hurt your family member, would you rather call the police knowing they're going to make bail and walk around, or would you rather put matter in your own hands?
But I feel like I would have to see the situation.
I'm talking hurt. Like somebody murked your cousin, your sister. Maybe cousin is distant. Somebody murked your sister. You know he lived down the street. You know they're going to arrest him. You know he going to be alive in jail. I mean, what would you rather do? Now, if I'm not saying answer it, because that's a tight spot.
I'd rather plead the fifth.
I'm not saying answer it. Like, of course, I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. I'm not saying answer it, but I guess I'm just trying to give you that point. Now, if you were to take matters into your own hands and you were to do something to your family, you're a hero.
It depends. There might be even people in your family that just feel like leave it in God's hands. And they might be looking at you like you are the bad guy afterwards.
Exactly. Why some people are like, that's good. And then some people on the outside are like, yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. And then some people are like, well, you know, justice will prevail.
True. So you feel like the truth is like, it's never as plain as it seems.
No. It's never. But there's right and wrong.
Okay.
There's right and wrong. But there's right and wrong. And what's wrong can be right. And what's right can be wrong.
Depending on a lot of things.
Exactly. Like, it just... It's just...
Alright, so what motivates you?
Hey, man, this is all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get to a place where I'm good. My family's good. And I can help people. I just want to help people, man. Like, I really just want to help people. Now, like, in what way? Like, I don't want to be popular, but fuck around and they don't have water supply in this community. Fucking build a water system for them. You know, build homes, and you know, if I could help a lot of struggling people, I would, because I've kind of been there, and I know it wasn't easy, right? So that's what motivates me. Like, I just want to keep going until I get to a point where I'm good, my family's good, I changed their life, and then I can look back and help a lot of people. And I'm gonna keep going until I get there. Yeah.
So there's a means in which you feel like you can accomplish that. You feel like the means matter, or is this about accomplishing it for you?
Come again?
The means in which you may get to that goal, right? Do you feel like it matters? Basically, the route you take to get to that goal, do you feel it matters, or it doesn't matter as long as you get there? Like the things you do.
Yeah.
You feel like
I think I feel as though what I'm saying. Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. It does matter. It has to be legit. One. All
right. So with that mindset, do you feel like it makes it harder, it makes it take longer, because you might be going with that mindset where it's like, I want to do things, but I want to do things the right way, compared to somebody who's just like, it's just about me doing it. That's all I care about.
Anyhow, right?
Yeah.
It takes longer. It takes longer. It takes longer. Good people finish last. You know, but they always finish.
True.
You know, but they just, you know, it takes a while.
It is kind of harder, definitely. It is kind of hard, especially when you have morals, you know, compared to someone else who might just like, where it's just everything is a go, you know. It's definitely harder, but I wouldn't say it's impossible, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. It's harder. Yeah. You know, what motivates you,
bro?
So I think that's a really good question.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I would want to say like family and all that stuff, bro. but I feel like that's like still like minuscule in a way, cause like I see life bigger than all that shit, bro. Not saying those are like that's like the most important thing to me, but I see life bigger than that. Was like the shit that motivates me is just like I want to inspire as many people as possible to like just think, bro, of something in a different way, understand something that's in a different way, and grow in some way, even if it's the littlest type of way. But if I could do that, bro, like, I'm good. That's all I really want to do. And that starts with family, of course, but that's kind of what motivates me. It's like I feed off that shit. Like me, like it's like how they say inspiration is like the greatest form of like whatever and shit. So it's like
flattery.
Yeah, it's like the greatest gift you could ever give to anybody here. And it's like in Africa, the whole thing about like how when you do good things, you get blessings and shit like that. So you try to get as much blessings as you can. So it's almost like that. That's what motivates me, bro.
Gotcha.
It's getting that back.
That return.
Yeah.
Return.
But me doing things to get that, not just like, you know, oh, I'm just getting this shit for free.
Yeah.
You know, that's what motivates me, bro.
And the whole like, I mean, to take it back to religion. I mean, that's a good point. But take it back to religion.
No, go ahead, bro.
Fuck that. I wouldn't even.
You acting scared.
Nah, it's not acting scared.
You're
it's
acting
just
scared.
Yeah, people have their beliefs,
bro. It's okay. I feel like but yeah,
like people have their beliefs, and like
it's a sensitive world, bro. It's a sensitive world. So do you feel like the world should adapt to how sensitive people are, or sensitive people should adapt to the world?
The sensitive people should adapt to the world. Like, come on, man. I don't know who hurt you, but if it's the truth, it's the truth. Like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, you got your tone. No, like, a lot.
No, but your tone does kind of matter, bro.
No, Yes, it does matter, right? Because you can't be yelling at somebody and expect them to receive it well,
True.
but I also shouldn't have to cuddle you.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not yelling at you and I'm not like, oh, you idiot, you know, like, how come you don't know this? If I just look at you and like, how don't you know
this? Let me question you on that. Would you ever like talk to like say your son like that? If you like teach it this, if he does some stupid shit,
like what, idiots?
Yeah.
Nah. Nah. With my wife, I probably like, my boy stupid as shit. Like, yeah, that boy. Oh God know what we gonna do.
Okay, well, look at that, bro. So, what if somebody who's sensitive is like, maybe I'm not sensitive. You just can't talk to people like that because you just said you would have talked to your son like that.
People cry about everything, man. Of course, if you call anybody idiot in public, they should punch you. Are you serious? That's not even about sense. That's disrespect. You know, but it's really how you hear things, right? So, like, you could come to me now and say something, and I could interpret it like, that was a little aggressive. Just because you're direct. You know, and then I could cry about it.
So hold on. So being direct can sometimes be interpreted as being rude.
Yeah, all the time.
So is that the fault of the person that's direct, or this is the same question I asked before, or the
hearing
person?
it? I don't control how you feel, right? Like, so, like, if I'm
should you take it into consideration, and is that a defining factor on what makes you a good person or a bad person?
No.
Or one of the determining factors.
One of
like taking people's, like, almost like having empathy, taking people's emotions.
Of course, yes.
Into account when you have encounters with them.
Yes. Of course, you have to have empathy. Like, you have to. It's like something like you must have. Like, because if you don't, you're rootless. Like, those rootless motherfuckers, they lack empathy, not sympathy.
All right, okay.
They just lack empathy.
Do you feel like some people, it's not that they lack empathy, they have control over that?
What do you mean? No,
like
no.
They could control. It's like this, right? You ever like
It could be selective.
like a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like, but y'all might not be together anymore, or y'all are not together yet. Certain shit she do might still affect you, or might make you feel some type of way.
Like when we're talking, or what she do in her world.
Okay, I'm saying either before you talk to the girl and you like her, or after y'all not together no more, but you still kind of have some type of feelings for her.
Yeah.
The things that they do kind of affect you, and there's certain shit you have to take into account when you do. Like for example, right? If you're not with a girl no more, right?
Yeah.
If you go fuck one of her friends, that still affects her, bro.
But should it?
Yes.
Why?
Depending on what the relationship, if it was an actual relationship and you go fuck one of her friends, bro, there's emotions attached to that, bro.
To who? Like,
so you don't even acknowledge the fact that there's okay. Let's switch the roles. Say one of your ex girls that you used to be with comes
fuck
and
fucks
one of your mans.
I'm sure it's happened.
But it's not about that. I'm saying, I'm saying like, if you knew that, for example, while that was happening, would that make you feel some type of way?
Would that make me feel something? I think I feel what you're saying. Yeah. Yes, like you'd be like, oh, that's so, disrespectful. Yeah, that's disrespectful, right? Okay. And I could choose to cry about it. Okay, I could be like,
okay. It's not about that. It's not about how you react to
it. People
just
cry.
I'm saying my whole point of saying that is just to say that you have like a
there are codes.
You understand like emotionally like how that person might feel, so you might not do some shit like that. But you're not even involved with that person no more. But still, you still have like a certain amount of like emotional like you care to a certain degree without even like, you see what I'm saying?
I think what you're trying to say is like in this situation it's a respect thing. That's how I look at it. It's not like it's a respect thing. Like I won't fuck with your friend because, you know, like I respect how you feel and I genuinely care about how you feel.
But
like,
I feel like that's just a different way of saying that shit. Because I feel like you like caring about when you interact with somebody, caring about like how that interaction is going based on what you putting out. Like there's some sort of respect in that too, to a certain degree.
I can't care about like a stranger's emotion. Like I can't, like I care about my loved ones.
You
emotion.
do.
But I truly don't.
Okay, I wouldn't say.
I don't know what
it's
makes
the levels. It's
I don't, because I don't know what makes you tick, right? So like for example, like people in my house. I mean, of course, you gotta care about how they feel because you want them to be genuinely happy. But if I'm at work and we're discussing something, if it's the truth, like if you did something bad and it was bad, I'm not gonna come to you and say, hey, have you thought about next time maybe you try? No, I'd be like, oh, that was bad. It was bad. Like I shouldn't have to cuddle you.
That's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, imagine you don't go around like just anybody and be like, yo, what's up, my nigga? Like da right? You don't do that, right?
No.
Or you don't go around talking to anybody like, when you meet people, you polite usually, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a polite person.
So that's not. Why do you do that?
But I'm a polite person.
Why do you do that?
But I'm a polite person.
It could be because you're respectful too.
But you're speaking about me. Like, have you met people that are rude when you first meet them?
Yeah, there's some people.
Yeah, so they're just rude at baseline. So like, I'm polite. I'm respectful. I have morals. You're polite. You're respectful. You have morals. So when you meet people, you're nice. But at the same time, I don't think, like, Arch, I don't think you're going to, like, walk around sugarcoating shit just so people feel good about it.
No, I'm not saying sugarcoating shit for people to feel good about it. But you do pick and choose when you say certain shit and to who you say certain shit to. Everybody does.
Yeah. That's just wisdom.
Everybody, at least until it gets to a certain point, then you might not care no more based on the interaction. But I'm not saying going around, like, I'm saying generally most people walk around, you take into account the fact that, like, when I'm talking to somebody that, I have to, like, carry this conversation a certain way. And to a certain degree, that's, like, there's some empathy in that. and then you brought up respect. I feel like there's a certain amount of respect in there, because I feel like I walk around respecting. Speaking for myself, I respect everybody initially. Now, depending on how you may move and what you do, I might take that respect away.
Yeah.
But initially, I walk around like,
and then I give everybody respect, trust. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then some people. But how do you feel about some people who might be like, you have to earn my respect. I don't just give you my respect.
Those people have been through shit in life. A lot of times. It is. They've just been hurt a lot. You know, like... And, you know, respect is earned, not given. You know, that whole adage.
What does that mean?
I genuinely feel like that whole respect is earned thing. Like, it's not like they disrespected you from jump. It's just like... You know how, like, we're earlier we were saying, like, they were like, Arch not gonna do that. I dare won't do that. That, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's like trust. All that stuff. It's like earned. Like, it's like, okay, I've seen how you move. I've seen how you make decisions. I've seen you in different elements, and I respect you. Like, I respect what you're doing. Like, that's the earned and given, but nobody just walks around disrespectful like that. You get slapped more times than not. But when they say that whole like respect is earned and given, I think it's the secondary part, right? It's the, if I'm not here, I know that, you know, he's doing a good job. I trust that you got my back. You know, like those are the ones that I earned. Because even though you say you walk around trusting people and respecting them,
I didn't say trust. That's a whole different shit. Respect, I give it, yeah.
But you can't go. You still can't. I mean, you can't go around respecting people and expect them to, you know.
No, of course not. But I'm saying based on what you do, I might take that respect away, and now I might move differently. But initially, like it's always gonna be some level of respect. But if you've been
disrespected so many times.
But
even as you become respect, even as you give out respect.
Okay,
after a while, you're gonna be like, "Fuck it."
That's a whole nother thing, because that goes into how you respond to it. Like, for example, being disrespected, how you handle that, and then like how that affects you after, because things affect people differently, and a lot of times how you may deal with it might change how it might affect you.
Yeah.
You know, and then not dealing with it a certain way, you might have to keep thinking about it. But sometimes even dealing with it, you might still have to think about it.
And yes.
You know, so but it's like how you process that, I feel.
And this whole, like, I genuinely feel like the word has gotten soft.